Midsummer Night's Dream, actually, even though only spring is due tomorrow. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in this week of semi-finals, winter is turning to spring, and this season of the FDA Winter Games is run to a close. As Frankie Valli would say, it was a season of firsts. Just 2 days ago, Shanika chaired her first semi-final, and today it's my turn, because indeed this is our first tournament as Secretaries General of the FDA. Speaking of Secretaries General, some of you may know that there are usually two, and that over the course of the history of the FDA, they usually came from the same school and sometimes even formed a couple. This year, and some of you may know if you were here on Monday, this year it's not the case because you might have heard on Monday that Shanika is single. So we're not a couple, we're not from the same school, and it's even worse than that. We come from enemy schools. For some of you, you know a bit of FDA history. Shanika comes from the university, and I come from the Grande École. Shanika comes from Assas, and I come from Polytechnique. You know what? Our schools, they're mortal enemies. When I was a debater, my team went all the way to the final, only to lose against her school. We were destined to be arch nemesis, to hate each other's guts, to be at each other's throats. But actually, it's wonderful to work together. I mean, it's really great to have you as a co-secretary general. And so, for the first time in the history of the FDA, some form of peace has been signed between our two schools. This is, after all, the French Debating Association. And as they say in France, impossible n'est pas français. As I said, it's a season of firsts. And tonight is an evening of firsts. Because it's the first FDA debate we're holding in this wonderful embassy. Even though months ago we could only have dreamed of such a prestigious venue. And yet here we are, and I must say, Your Excellency, it means a lot to us to be hosted by a member of the Commonwealth, because our association aims to serve the English language. And so again, thank you very much for hosting us. Thank you for your and your staff's hospitality. Thank you very much. Now, in this season of firsts, it was only fitting that tonight's motion should be about change. Because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, this House believes that art will change society faster than politics. On a side note, the person who proposed this motion for this year's tournament is sitting in this room. Little hints, if you want to guess, she has a bell in front of her. Now, to propose this motion, please give a warm round of applause to the government, represented by the Chief Executive. Prime Minister. Second Speaker, Constance Bonin. Third Speaker, Marcus Fischer. Fourth Speaker, Elise Kelly. And the vote from the government, Wamaka Kifubwe. By Anas Monjab. Now to oppose the motion. Give it up for the opposition, represented by Paris Sud. Alina Malona, Shadow Prime Minister. speaker, Haque. Third speaker, Pierre. Camille Dubuc. Fourth speaker. And the whip for the opposition and last speaker for tonight's debate, Pierre Copty. And they're coached by Jacques Blanc and Carmel Kinsey. These 10 magnificent speakers are going to debate the motion tonight in what we call the Paris 5 style. Now, if you indulge with me, I've written a few verses to describe what the Paris 5 style is. 5 against 5, each speaker in turn will step to the lectern and 6 minutes they'll strive to convince and dazzle for their side of the battle, fighting not with swords, but with speeches and words. The Prime Minister will be the first debater. Her opponent in shadow will immediately follow, and thus to and fro the debate will click, till the opposing whip concludes with burrito. Now what of the timekeeper? After 1 minute for each speaker, questions will be allowed, and you'll hear aloud. Then, adversary speakers will stand in indignation, demanding instant answers, crying, point of information. Questions should indeed fuse, which the speaker may refuse. Although we say quite often that at least one should be taken. Then, after 4 more minutes, the bell will call it quits, signaling with a brief chime the return of protected time. And if your speech is not over at the 6-minute marker, you will hear a very rude, meaning that you must conclude. And please don't push it too far, because that bell is a real killer. Now, once all is said and done and the debate is over, there has to be a winner. That's not right anymore. To determine that winner, we at the FDA have 5 criteria. The first criterion is arguments. The consistency, the originality, the relevance, the quality of the team's argumentation. The second criterion is form. Are the arguments clear, structured, eloquently presented? Do the speeches use rhetorical devices? The third criterion is teamwork. Does the team cohere? Do they have a strong party line? And are the roles of first speaker and whip correctly fulfilled? The fourth criterion is engagement. The team's interaction with their opponents, the quality of the rebuttal, their points of information, and their answers to points of information. And finally, the fifth criterion, the star quality, that je ne sais quoi of the teams you love to love. And with all those 5 criteria, to judge this second final, ladies and gentlemen, we have brought together la crème de la crème. Yeah. Mrs. Iqra Ashraf, from the Embassy of Pakistan, First Secretary for Political Affairs, who played a key role in making this evening happen. And she's a former debater herself, as she was the president of her debating association back in Pakistan. Albertine Aquina, who was Secretary General for the FDA from 2015 to 2018. Hey, hip! Robert Bradford, Coach for INSEC and Treasurer of the FDA. Marc Gemek, Debater for NSAID in 2017, winner of the 2017 tournament. And Olga Clavuet, debater in 2017 for Sorbonne, semi-finalist of the 2017 tournament. But there's one last thing. The debate you're about to hear is a parliamentary debate. And so that means you, ladies and gentlemen, are the House. And this House should not be silent. So let me have a hear, hear. Yeah! And let me have a shame. Yeah! As always, the shame is better than the hear, hear. Right, now that you know everything,
coaches, Mr. Christophe and Shanika of the French Debating Association, dear students, the two teams there, parents, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor and pleasure for me on behalf of my colleagues to welcome you all to Pakistan Embassy for the second semi-final of your 26th FDA annual trophy. A few weeks back when the email came, I think it was from both Shanika and Christophe, and when I read it, I immediately called Ikra, and tout de suite we decided that we are going to host it. And thank you both Christophe and Shanika for taking this event and hosting in this embassy, so which is a great pleasure for all of us. I would like to congratulate you, FDA, and all your members, that over the years, what you have promoted, this great culture of debate, and which is a very important part of, I think, this principle of freedom of speech that we all cherish in our democracies. But I think it's also important that it enriches a very healthy and civilized behavior. But most importantly, that we are going to see tonight, a respect for other people's opinion. Of course, there will be here, there will be shame, but at least it will be in a very, very civilized and friendly atmosphere. The topic, the motion tonight, that as you mentioned, that art will change society faster than politics. I think it's very, very interesting, very important, and very timely in terms of what's happening in the world today. You must have noticed that we are all born both as a politician, as an artist. When a child charms her mother to get a candy, there is some political instinct. Or when a child scribbles with a pencil on a wall in a home, or makes those castles, sand castles, there's artistic urge of a child is evident. The Greek philosopher Aristotle said that man is a political animal. And the Spanish very famous painter Picasso said that everyone is born as an artist. So, of course, these experiences, early experiences of childhood, their learning, the education in our schools, colleges, universities, those learning paths and interactions that we have with our colleagues, our friends, our co-workers, they all help us in shape our personalities and our careers. And we as individuals, in our own distinct respects, we make up a society, a community, and a nation. So this is our own distinct personalities and our own experiences that help guide the future of our communities and our nations. If you go back into history, you will notice that in the past, many countries and empires used to decide things through their military might, hard power, through force, which is called hard power. But I think it's in recent times that we have heard of this new term which is called soft power. It was an American political scientist, Joseph Nye, who I think in the 80s coined this term, which means that how you influence others through non-coercive means, diplomacy, art, culture, education. So this new term has now been employed, hard power versus soft power. And that's, I think, the debate today is going to be also about that. But unfortunately, we also see that in today's world, this geopolitics, you may call it whatever term, international politics, tends to undermine the importance of art. Maybe I'm here being on their side, but I think it's, if you look at it very, very carefully, that this happens in many, many cases in many countries, that this geopolitics that tend to undermine the importance and the impact what art, culture can play in one's life, in a nation's life. I will give you the example of Pakistan. My country, as you have seen in the video, is one of the most beautifully and diverse countries. It has highest mountains in the world, beautiful valleys, lakes, a diverse culture, a rich history, Indus Valley civilization, Gandhara, Buddhist civilization, Mughal monuments. Our cuisine is diverse. Most importantly, our people are the most hospitable people, 200 million people. But in the geopolitics and this vortex in which we were sucked into in our region, somehow tended to undermine this aspect of Pakistan. Of course, we are not angels. We have our share of problems. We have made our mistakes. But still, it's a country which needs to be appreciated and understood. So that's why I was trying to say that sometimes this geopolitics, this politics which are going to be, they are going to, of course, defend their motion here, tends to undermine the arts and the importance of arts. So I'm very happy that this is a very important topic, that these two teams, I can see you're very energetic and very young, and they are a future. Very happy that, Christophe, that you have a gender balance here. So, so they are going to discuss this importance, arts versus politics, hard power versus soft power, sublime versus mundane, or peace versus war, or dialogue versus confrontation. So I would like to, at the end, I will not take much time, because soon the bell will be ringing, so I want to go before that. Good luck to the two teams from SciencesPo and Université Paris, and look forward to the final